A long journey is covered step after step, and a book is read leaf after leaf. Welcome to section 4 of chapter 37 of the Holy Quran. Chapter 37 is Surah Al-Safat, ranged in ranks. I believe referring to the angels or messengers, as they are also messengers. Uh, Section 4, we begin with sign 114. Pardon me. وَلَقَدْ مَنَنَّا عَلَى مُوسَى وَهَارُونَ. Again, comma, in brackets, of old, without the brackets, it reads, again, we bestowed our favor, manana, on Moses and Aaron, Musa wa Haruna. The note read is 4107. 4107. The story of Moses is told in numerous passages of the Quran, full stop. The passages most illustrate the passages most illustrate pardon, the passages most illustrative of the present passage will be found in chapter 28, sign 4. Chapter 28, sign 4. 28 comes after Anamulu. I think that's Kasas. Pardon me if that's not the case. Chapter 28, sign 4. In brackets, oppression of the Israelis in Egypt. And chapter 20, Taha, sign 77 to 79. In brackets, the Israelites, the Israelites triumphant over their enemies when the latter were drowned in the Red Sea. And that is in brackets after chapter 20, after chapter 20, sign 77 to 79. The rest is in brackets. The Israelites, then, and then Red Sea. Let's go to the next sign, which is 115. وَنَجَيْنَاهُمَا وَقَوْمُهُمَا مِنَ الْكَرْبِ azim. Min al-Karbi al-Azim. And we delivered them, Najaynahuma, two of them, Moses and Aaron. And we delivered them and their people, Qawmuhuma, from their great distress. The word there is in bracket. Without the brackets, it reads, and we delivered them and their people from great distress. Note 4108. 4108. What could have been a greater calamity to them than that they should have been held in slavery by the Egyptians, that their male children should have been killed, and their female children should have been saved alive for the Egyptians? You see, womanizers, their female children should be kept alive, saved alive for the Egyptians, but the male children should be killed. Anyway, Pharaoh was afraid of rebellion. And females couldn't have rebelled against him. Anyway, and that's note 4108 to sign 115. We go to sign 116 with one note. Pardon me, that's note 4108 to sign 115. Now we go to 116. وَنَصَرْنَاهُمْ فَكَانُوهُمْ الْغَالِبِينَ. فَنَصَرْنَاهُمْ وَكَانُوهُمْ الْغَالِبِينَ. And we helped them, نَصَرْنَاهُمْ, So they were victorious, Galibin. 4109. The Israelites were delivered by three steps mentioned in verses 114 to 115. Mm. Uh, and also 116, 115, and 116, respectively. Uh, but the but the consummation, but the consummation, but the consummation of God's favor on them was in brackets verses 117 to 118, brackets close. The revelation given to them, the revelation given to them, but the consummation of God's favor on them was the revelation given to them, which guided them on the straight way, so long as they persevered. So long as they preserved, pardon me, so long as they preserved the revelation intact and followed its precepts. Full stop. Mm. The three steps were: one, the divine commission of Moses and Aaron; two, the deliverance from bondage; and three, the triumphant crossing of the Red Sea and the destruction of Pharaoh's army. Let's go to the next note. That's note 4. Let's go to the next sign. That's note 4109 to sign 116. We now go to sign 117. فآتيناهما الكتاب المستبين فآتيناهما الكتاب المستبين. And we gave them the book which helps to make things clear. Note 4110. Mustabin, that's clear. In italics, here the commentator says, Mustabin has a slightly different force from Mubin. Kitabul Mubin, Kitabul Mustabin. They say it has a slightly different force. I have translated the former, by which helps to make things clear in inverted commas. So, Mustabin, he has interpreted Mustabin to mean which helps to make things clear, inverted commas close, and the latter by by which makes things clear. I don't know if there's any difference. Anyway, which helps to make things clear. Then, which makes things clear. Yes, there is. In Arabic, that's Arabic for you. So Mr. Bean helps to make things clear, and Mubin makes things clear. Yeah, there's a difference. That's Arabic for you. Comma, dash, apt descriptions as applied to the Taurat and the Quran. So these descriptions must have been Mubin are apt descriptions as applied to the Torah and the Quran. We now go to the next sign. Note, rather, pardon. We now go to the next sign without a note, and that's sign 118. وهديناهما الصراط المستقيم وهديناهما الصراط مستقيما or وهديناهما الصراط المستقيم. And we guided them to the straight path. No note. Let's go to Psalm 119. وتركنا عليهما في الآخرين وتركنا عليهما في الآخرين. And we left for them among generations to come, in brackets, among generations in later times, Ahirina. And we left them for their and we left for them. Tarakna alayhima for them, for the two of them, mm, among generations to come. Fil ahirin. 4111. 4111. See above, chapter 37, this very chapter, sign 78 to 81, and note 4083. 4083. We've gone past it. All right, let's go to the next sign, which is 120. Salamun ala Musa wa Haruna. Salamun ala Musa wa Haruna. Peace and salutation to Moses and Aaron. Take note, Salamun here, and like in the other previous descriptions, is noted by or is explained as peace and salutation. Not only peace, like I would say. The honorable commentator says peace and salutation. So it was with, is it Nuhu? Nuhu, and I think Lot. Peace and salutation. Peace and salutation. There is no note to it either. There's no note to it. Let's see. No, there's no note to it. So we go straight to the next sign, which is 121. Inna kazalika najzi al-muhsinina. Inna kazalika najzi al-muhsinina. Verily, that's how we reward those who do right. Or here it is, thus indeed do we reward those who do right. No note to it. Let's go to 112, which are 122, without a note either. 122. It's a continuation of 121. Innahuma min ibadina al-mu'minin. Innahuma min ibadina al-mu'minin. For they were two of our believing servants. They were two of our believing servants. Let's go to sign 123. Wa inna Ilyasa lamina al-mursalin. Inna Ilyasa lamina al-mursalin. So you see, when somebody is called Lamin is always seen as a good thing. A good thing. Lamin al-mursalin, among believers, those who believe. So also was Elias among those sent, into brackets, by us. So you see here, Mursalin, Mursalin is among those sent to us, not those who believe, not Mu'minin. Mursalin. Inna Ilyasa lamina Mursalin, among those sent messengers. In other words, by us in brackets. The note to read is 4112. 4112. Yes, we did 111. 4112. See note 905. See note 905 to chapter 6, sign 85 and arm. Elias is the same as Elijah. I don't know. Elias is the same as Elijah, whose story will be found in the Old Testament in 1 Kings signs XVI to XIX, which I construe to mean, if we are following Roman numerals, verses 17 to 19. And 2 Kings 1 to 2. I don't know if it's Elijah or what it actually means. Elisha. Okay, that's, I think, according to the Bible. Okay, let's take it like that. I thought Elias was Elias and Elijah Eliasa. Anyway, here we are told Elias is the same as Elijah. That's all. Who am I? Okay, full stop. Elijah lived in the reign of Ahab, into brackets, BC 896 to 874, brackets close, and Ahaziah, in brackets, BC 874 to 872, brackets closed. Kings of northern kingdom, kings of the northern kingdom of Israel or Samaria. Northern is in brackets without it. It reads kings of the kingdom of Israel and Samaria. Full stop. He was a prophet of the desert, like John the Baptist, unlike our holy prophet, who took part in, controlled, and guided all the affairs of his people. Full stop. Both Ahab and Azariah were prone to lapse into the worship of Baal, mm, the sun god, sun, sun god hyphenated, the sun god worshipped in Syria. Full stop. That worship also included the worship of nature, dash, powers, and procreative powers and procreative powers, as in the Hindu worship of the lingam, and led to many abuses. Lingam is spelled capital Lingam, and led to many abuses. Full stop. King Ahab had married a princess of Sidon, Jezebel, a wicked woman who led her husband to forsake God. A wicked woman who helped, who led her husband to forsake God and adopt Baal worship. That's idol worship, the idol called Baal. Baal worship, hyphenated, full stop. Elijah denounced all Ahab's sins, as well as the sins of Ahaziah, and had to flee for his life, full stop. Eventually, according to Old Testament, into brackets, 2 Kings 1, 2 Kings 2 to 11. I don't know, 2 is in Roman numerals, then 11 in English letters. 2 to 11, brackets close. Let me take it again without the brackets. Elijah denounced all Ahab's sins, as well as the sins of Ahaziah, and had to flee for his life, full stop. Eventually, according to the Old Testament, 2 Kings 1, he was taken up in a whirlwind to heaven in a chariot of fire after he had left his mantle with Elisha the prophet. But why are we told here that Elias is the same as Elijah? I don't know, viewers. Can you reason with me? Beginning of the note, we are told in note 905 to sign 6 to sign 6 sign 8 note, sorry, to chapter 6 sign 85. Elias is the same as Elijah. Now we come here and we are told where is it? He was taken up in a whirlwind, that's Elias, in a whirlwind to heaven in a chariot of fire after he had left his mantle to Elisha. So in other words, when Elias was taken over, was taken up, he left his mantle to Elisha. And here, earlier we are told, Elias is the same as Elijah. Viewers, maybe you can explain for yourself. Mm. Right now, here I cannot quite explain it. Mm. Anyway, let's go to the next sign, which is one no, which is 124 without a note. Mm. What is kala likaumihi Allah tatakuna? What is kala likaumihi Allah tatakuma? Behold, he said to his people, will ye not fear God in brackets? Will ye not fear? God is in brackets. Mm. Will ye not fear Allah tatakuna? Note 4113. 4113. For Baal worship, see last note, which we just read. For Baal worship, see uh, last note, and that's note 4113, when Baal is mentioned. Let's go to the next sign, which is 126, without a note. Allah is a continuation of the previous note. No, I missed something. I missed something. Behold, he said to his people, will ye not fear God? The next sign should be 125, not 126. Mm. Uh, Ataduna bal al ataduna ataduna ba'alan. That's ba'alan. Ataduna ba'alan. Watazruna asana halikina. Wa watasruna asana halikina. And forsake, tasruna, and forsake. Let's go to the beginning. Will ye call upon Baal, ataduna Baalan, and forsake the best of creators? Watasruna asana halikina. No note. Now we go to, oh, no, 125. It has a note, and that's 4113. So 4113 is the note of what we just read. Do you forsake God and call on Baal? 4113. And that's now the explanation here. 413. For Baal worship, see last note. For Baal worship, see last note. Good. Now we go to the next sign, which is 126, without a note. Allah Rabakum is a continuation of the previous word. The best of creation, the best of those who create. Arsenal Halikina. And who is he? Who is in the next note, 126. Allah Rabakum wa Rabba Abaikum al-Awlina. Allah Rabakum wa Rabbil Abaakum al-Awalina. So, this is a description of Hassan al-Halikin, the best of creators. Who is God? Allah. Rabbakum wa Rabbul Abaikum. Abaakum. Yes, Rabbul Abaakum. No, Rabbul Abaikum. Wa Rabbul Abaikum al-Awalina. Pardon me, viewers. No note. So we go straight to sign 127 with one note. Sign 127. فَكَذَبُوهُ فَإِنَّهُمْ لَمُهْدَرُونَ. فَكَذَبُوهُمْ فإنهم لمهدرون. But they rejected him for kasabuhu, and they will certainly be called up into brackets for punishment. لمهدرون. They rejected him and they were called for punishment. لمهدرون. Note 4114. 4114. They persecuted him and he had to flee for his life. Full stop. Eventually, he disappeared mysteriously. See note 4112, which we just read. That was Elias. They persecuted him and he fled. 4112. I think this is the biblical story. This is the biblical point of it. Let's go to the next sign, which is 128. 128 without a note. You see that these signs are short. Mm. Signs of one sentence or maybe even a phrase. So, illa illa ibadallahi al-muhlasin. Illa ibadallahi al-muhlasin. No, but they rejected him, and they will certainly be called for punishment, except the chosen servants of God among them, in brackets, except the chosen servants of God, in brackets, among them. Illa ibadallahi al-mulasin. Mulasin here means chosen. Let's go to the next sign, which is 129. وَتَرَكْنَا عَلَيْهِ وَتَرَكْنَا عَلَيْهِ فِي الْآخِرِينَ. And we left for him alayhi among generations in later times. We have brackets there, among generations to come in brackets in later times. Al-Ahirina. 14115. Did we do 114? Yes. Yes, we did 4114. So the note to it is 4115. See above 37, this very chapter 37, this very chapter, signs 78 to 81, and note 4083. Let's go to the next sign, which is no. Oh, yeah. Let's go to the next sign, which is 130. Which is 130. I got confused because 4115 is to sign 139, but 130, the note is 4115A. 15A. Okay, 130. Salamun ala ala Ilyasina. Salamun ala Ilyasina. Peace and salutation, not just peace. Peace and salutation to such as Elias. Peace and salutation to such as Elias. If an amateur like me were to say, I would just say peace to Elias. But here it is peace and salutation to such as Elias. And the note to it is 4115A. 4115A. Eliasin may be an alternative form of Elias. In fact, elsewhere it is. Compare Seina, in brackets 23:20. Suratul Mu'minina, sign 20. And Seina is spelled capital Saina, lengthened A. So 2 is the first A lengthened. So we are told, compare Sena and Sinin. And Sinin. mm, And Sinin is in Sinin brackets, into brackets, XCV. Well, I can't tell what is now. XCV and sign 2, full stop. Or it may be the plural of Elias, or it may be the plural of Elias, meaning such people as Elias. Okay, and that goes with the previous interpretation, mm, where such people comes in. Mm. So let's go to the next sign, uh, which is sign 131. Mm. Inna kazalika najzi al-muhsinin. Inna kazalika najzi al-muhsinin. Thus indeed do we reward those who do right. That's occurred several times. Thus indeed do we reward those who do right. No note. So let's go to the next sign, which is 132. Innahu, oh my eyes. Innahu min ibadina al-mu'minin. Innahu min ibadina al-mu'minin. For he was one of our believing servants, he who Elias. Next, without a note, next sign is 133. A continuation of 132. Is Najena wa alihi ajma'in. Wa is Najena wa alihi. No, no, no. 133. One of our servants. That's 133. Let's go to 133 now. 133. Wa inna luta lamin al mursalin. The previous one was innahu min ibadina al-mu'minun, referring to Elias, referring to Elias. Now we are going to loot in sign 133. Wa inna luta lamina mursalin. So we are going to loot now. So also was Lut among those sent by us, or among messengers, as I would say, lamina mursalin. Is najaynahu wa ahlihi ajma'in. Behold, we delivered him and his servants all ajma'in, all. No note to read. No note to read. Pardon me, I think we didn't read the note to 133 concerning Lut, and that is 4116. The best illustration of this passage about Lut will be found in chapter 7, thereof, signs 80 to 84, full stop. He was a prophet sent to Sodom and Gomorrah, cities of the plain, by the Dead Sea, cities of the plain by the Dead Sea, full stop. The inhabitants were given over to abominable crimes. The inhabitants were given over to abominable crimes against which he preached, he Lut preached. Full stop. They insulted him and threatened to expel him. Oh my God. Full stop. But God in his mercy saved him and his family, in brackets, with one exception, see the following note, brackets closed, and then destroyed the cities. And that's note 4116 to sign 133. Let's go to sign 134. 134. We are 934 now. Is Najaynahu wa ahlihi. What is أجيناه وأهله. Pardon me. وأجيناه وأهله أجمعين. وإذ نجيناه وأهله أجمعين. Behold, we delivered him and his servants. Pardon me, I read this one at the wrong time, earlier than I should. Okay. And behold, we delivered him and his adherents, all. Najainahu wa ahlahu ajma'in. No note to it. Let's go to the next sign. 1, 3, 5. Illa ajuzan fil gabirin. Illa ajuzan fil gabirin. Except an old woman who was among those who lagged behind. Mm. So, except that old woman, all were saved. All Lut's family were saved. Note 4117. Compare chapter 7, sign 83, and note 1051, full stop. Lut's wife had no faith, colon. She lagged behind and perished in the general ruin, in the general ruin. And that's for note 4117 to sign 135. Let's go to sign 136 without a note. Mhm. ثم ثم دمرنا الآخرين. ثم دمرنا الآخرين. Then we destroyed the rest. ثم دمرنا الآخرين. Then we destroyed the rest. No note. Let's go to Psalm 137. وإنكم وإنكم لتم لتمرون عليهم مسبحين. Verily, we pass by their sides. ثم لتمرون, we pass لتمرون عليهم, by their sides. مسبحين, by the day. مسبحين, by the day. Wa bileli, and by night. So we've read into 138, sign 1. We've read into sign 138 from sign 137. Wa bileli, afala takilun. Don't you understand? Will ye not understand? Should I take it again? Both in Arabic and English, where I will merge the two signs, 137 and 138, for better understand. وَإِنَّهُمْ لَتَمُرُّونَ عَلَيْهِمْ مُصْبِحِينَ وَبِاللَّيْلِ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Two verses combined. Verily, we pass by their sights in brackets. Verily, we pass by their sights by day, musbihina, by day, and by night, bilele, afala ta'kilun. Will ye not understand? Did I leave out any note? Yes, I left out one note, and that's note 4118. Yes, we read 117. And that note is 4118 to sign 137. 118 to 13 to sign 137. Of course, also to sign 138, because the two go together. The two signs are met, 137 and 138. Okay. 118. Compare chapter 17, Israeli. Sign 76 and note 1998. Full stop. The tract where they lay is situated on the highway to Syria, where the Arab caravans traveled regularly. Full stop. by day and by night in double inverted commas, regularly, pardon me, after Arab caravans, where the Arab caravans travel regularly, by day and by night. By day and by night are in double inverted commas, full stop. Could not future generations learn wisdom from the destruction of those who did wrong? Question mark. Could not future generations learn wisdom from the destruction of those who do wrong? Question mark. And that's note 4118. The last note of section 4, or the last note to section 4. Mm. We shall halt here. When we come back in our next episode, we shall go to section 5. Mm. Section 5 ends the chapter. I think so. When we come back next time, God willing, we shall go straight to section 5. Thank you very much. Bye bye. May God be with you all.